Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we begun the 2028-2029 regular season. As you can see right there, we've been doing pretty damn well with all the new things happening here in Minnesota. New players, Jack Eichel being the biggest of those names. We've been really good. Are we the 67-win Minnesota Wild from last year? Debatable. I think overall we're still a very, very strong team. The addition of Jack Eichel makes us a better offensive team, helping guys like Langleiter and Newman, who are legitimate scorers. Langleiter is getting there. He did have a 90-point season last year, but adding Jack Eichel in replacement of Nolan Patrick, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Yes, Nolan Patrick was a better all-around defensive player as a power forward compared to Jack Eichel, who is a playmaker. Jack Eichel's not a guy you can pass up on. You know, there were a lot of guys that I could, okay, this is the cheaper option. This is what, let's go with that. Jack Eichel's going to help us. That's a fact. He's not going to hurt us, I don't think. Is he more of a rental? Are we going to flip him in a few seasons? The answer is yes, but the value we get back for him will work. It's all about winning. We need to put ourselves in a better position to win. Yes, you can say move Gogolev up to that second line, move Waters. The third line's doing great. Very underrated line in the NHL. They're doing fine. The time will come when they're ready to go up. Cap will determine when that happens. And when that happens, Jack Eichel's probably gone, but we need to win now. All these guys are in their prime, including Jack Eichel. He might be the oldest player on our offense. He's the second oldest player. Ryan Fitzgerald isn't even a regular in the lineup. Jack Eichel's the oldest person on offense. Think about that. He's a leader. Nolan Patrick was definitely a leader too, but you can't pass up on a guy like Jack Eichel. Yes, there were other options. We could have spent a little bit of money in free agency, but we know what Jack Eichel is. We know he can help us. We kind of fell apart in the postseason last year. Even though our offense didn't it struggled there the last 3 games of the second round against Dallas. But this is the team that we have to roll with. We're not going to make a big mid-season move. We're not trading Jack Eichel for the same players that we... It doesn't make any sense for the time being. We're a damn good team. We're 24-2. We're fine. Our defense is still damn good, even though we lost Zach Werenski. He was a transitional player when we got a guy like Harry Parrish, who is going to be that next guy for us. Love him to death already. We're set. We're set to go this season. Now, I'm not gonna start this episode with checking the stats. You can go ahead, watch the end of the last video, and see it for yourself. But Anthony Francis is currently not leading the league in points, so he could be facing the end of his 6-year-long streak of Art Rosses and MVPs. I'm hoping this isn't the end, but he's got a lot of competition. We are currently the best team in the NHL by, I want to say, 6 points. Looks to be, 6 points, the Anaheim Ducks. We know they're a solid team, but we know we are, I want to say, the 6-time reigning President's Trophy winners. We're a damn good squad. So let's start off December well. We're riding, how many games in a row have we won? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've won 4 in a row. The last 2 games we have 22 goals. 7 goals against, though. 22 goals for in the last 2 games. So we've been on fire. Let's continue that streak through December into the new year. Hopefully we start off well. I do plan on slow simming more games. I want to start doing that. I know I've had issues doing that in the past just because I think it's voodoo. But we will slow sim one. How about we do it against the Dallas Stars here? Thalberger is back. He was injured there for a little bit. Fitzgerald did come in to end last episode. One goal in 3 games. He's an absolute beauty. Thalberger, welcome back. Yeah, let's slow sim that game against Dallas. I'm feeling it. Let's freaking do it. First for Luke Green. Luke Green? Lucas. Luke? No, thank you. Yeah, since we're such a good team, our first is basically a second-round pick, and it isn't worth as much as I make them valued to be. That wasn't a great sentence. Utanen, no, we don't need defense. Do we need anything at all? No. If you want to offer us like a Connor McDavid, sure. San Jose Sharks have fired their head coach in Melvin Versey. Cool. No, we do. New York, I swear to God, you offer us the same player one more time, I'm going to go fight ya. There we go. 3 wins in a row. Haven't lost in regulation in quite a long time. But you know, we are slow simming a game at home against the Dallas Stars, who are struggling. Are they going to make the postseason? They seem to be a little bit out of it. Under 500. They've lost 21 games compared to their 16 regulation wins. Yikes. Okay, Dallas, here we go. At home, XL Energy Center. Hopefully we can get a little bit of revenge. First period. 1-0. Alexei Petrangelov on Mrazek. Mrazek's their goaltender? Oh, they must be playing their backup because Carter Hart's their starter. Yeah. Shots are pretty even, 9-8. Second period. Ooh, okay. Rensfeldt kind of lets it go there. 1 goal, not even a minute apart. Rogar and Turcotte, they take the lead. 2-1 Dallas heading into the third period. Can we not lose in regulation here, Minnesota? Please don't make it the one game I decide to slow sim. Oh, power play for Dallas. Power play for us. Come on, Minnesota. Get one. Minnesota. Minnesota, please. And Strome scores for Dallas. Obviously the one game I slow sim. It's voodoo. It's cursed. And that's why I don't do it. It's proof right there. Right there. We lose our first game in regulation in this entire month. The first game that I decide to slow sim. Obviously. Obviously. Because this is how this works. Okay, let's finish this month out against 2 Pacific Division teams. Maxime Comtois, no thank you, former captain of Team Canada Junior. That wasn't a great sentence either. But we finished the month pretty strong. We only had 3 combined losses, 2 of them being in the shootout, 1 of them being in regulation. So 29-5-4 after 3 months of play. 38 games in the regular season, about halfway. Anthony Francis is heating it up. We are still first in the league by a wide margin. Make that 8 points to the next best team, the Buffalo Sabres. Oh wait, the Buffalo Sabres. Oh, we made a trade with them. They're doing good, guys. We didn't screw them. Okay, we're fine. Everything's good. So let's see how everybody is doing here about halfway through the season. Anthony Francis is on pace for a hot damn good season. He's at 807 points in 530 games. He's going to hit the 1,000-point mark very, very soon, ladies and gents. One of the fastest people to get there. I hope so. He already has 6 game-winning goals this season. He is playing less time this season, about a minute less, just because we have Jack Eichel and we're playing him more. Anthony Francis only has 19 goals. About halfway through the season, he's on pace for just over 40. He's never scored less than, I want to say, 55 was his lowest season. So, not saying it's an issue. He has 53 points. Not disappointed by it in the slightest. So he's a beauty. Don't even worry about it. Alexei Petrangelov is having a damn good season. 25 goals, leads the team in that category. How many points is he at in his career? 723. Damn good career. He's technically only a second-line forward. That is quite interesting. Okay, Kirill Kaprizov, 51 points. So the first line has combined for over 150 points already. 155 to be exact. Hot damn, the captain is an absolute beauty. How many goals does he have? I just want to keep track. 404 in almost 700 games. Over half a goal per game average in his career. Is he going to hit a 100-point mark again for, what is this, the fourth season in a row? Hopefully he can do it. Jack Eichel, He comes over here to Minnesota, 46 points in 38 games. He's on pace for a better season than he had last year, I would say. Yeah, he's on not scoring as many goals. I mean, he's on pace for basically the same amount of goals he had last year. He's having a pretty damn good season here in Minnesota. Cale Newman, 45 points, 38 games, 19 goals. Easy peasy, lock it up on his new contract, 7 years at, 9.95. Easy peasy lemon Fabrizi, 25 years of age. He's finally become that over a point per game scorer, which is good for us. He started off as a goal scorer, which is very valuable. That's why his contract was always high whenever we started negotiating. These last 2 seasons where he scored 90-plus points didn't help our cause, but he's still a really damn good player. Louis Langweeder, under a point per game, so he's not on pace for the same season he had last year. I think that's some reason due to Jack Eichel stealing some of the points. Sometimes it works out like that. But he's still been pretty solid, okay? Chris Griffin, best third liner in the NHL, plus 10, only 6 penalty minutes, 3 game winners. What's his giveaway to takeaway ratio? Oh, he's actually has more giveaways than takeaways. I wonder if that's anything to do with the line configurations. Leonel Waters having a good season. He's on pace for about what he had last year. I hope he has an off-season growth spurt. I mean, that would hurt all my plans for the future, but I do like seeing my players progress. And Gogo. Gogo, man, I really like you, Gogo. Don't even get me wrong. And your contract is up. Maybe that'll make it easier for us to sign him to a long-term deal at a cheap price. We might even go check that out quite soon. 10 goals. He's only on pace for just over 20, about what he usually has, but if he doesn't hit that point mark, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I'm not upset, though, because we're winning games, right? Bobby Bobson, 9 points. One of the most buttery names in the league. Love him to death. Vyacheslav Chubasov, 9 points. 1 game winner. He's a plus player. And Thalberger comes back from injury, 5 points. That fourth line hasn't been a liability, which is good to see. That's all I asked for. And defense. Usually the best thing about this team is our defensive scoring. And the top 3 guys are getting it done for sure. Quinn Hughes, 43 points, plus 15. I mean, he's not on pace for another 100-point season as a defenseman. But my oh my, he has 787 points in 781 games. Could you imagine a defenseman finishing his career over a point per game? I bet he'll dip once he gets older. He's not even 30 yet, but he has an interesting career ahead of him. Brandt Clark, one of the most underrated defensemen in the league, on pace for over a point per game to finish the season, which would make it his best season ever. I love that. Brandt Clark, I remember when we drafted him, Detroit passed up over him, and we got him at the 5th overall pick, which definitely helped out our defensive core at that point. Marcus Mironov, 29 points in 38 games. He's on pace for over 60, which is about his career average. I mean, these last few seasons, he's been an absolute machine. He took a little bit of a cut this year on special teams just because of all our young guys coming in. He understands it. He's fine with it. He's cool. He's an absolute beauty. Poffin, Bissonnette, and Parrish have all been really solid defensemen. Bissonnette has been impressive on the defensive side, plus 15. I know plus minus is a terrible stat IRL because, don't even get me started on it. But in this game, it's a good indicator at how well you're doing defensively. 6 points, not the best defensive points, but they are all taking a cut because of these top 3 guys, right? Poffin's been good. Poffin's been solid. Power play, 5 points. Could be better, but he is growing. We signed him to that new contract. What was it? 5 years, 4.2. Yeah, especially since defensemen always ask for more money later into franchise modes. It's a solid contract for a solid player. Georges Bissonnette, I think his contract is also up, so that'll be fun to talk about. And Harry Parrish, best name in the league? Yes. So I'm not even upset. Why is he upset about ice time? Dude's playing... That doesn't make any sense, this game. When you're playing them in the position that they asked to be played in, which is top 6, he's playing third pairing. He's also on the power play. Legitimately doesn't make any sense, game. Seriously. I don't ask for much. Excited to see how Christian Rensfeldt is doing in the question, and the answer is he's putting up the wins. That's a fact. Not a lot of losses combined. Goals against and save percentage is one of the league's worst. Has to be, but they're winning games. So come playoff time, he's really going to have to prove himself as an asset because we did trade Weeman for Eichel, right? So hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. And Mackey has been a really damn really good backup goaltender. 9-0-1, undefeated in regulation. Is he the guy of the future? Are we looking too much into Rensfeldt? Maybe we give it to Mackey since he's been so impressive. Okay, so let's check out the entire league and see where we're at. Jaden Weeman is tied for first place in wins. Yeah, he's having a really good season with Buffalo. See, it didn't hurt either side, I think. I mean, the trade with both teams, it works out for both of us, I think. Okay, rookie skaters. It is currently Silas Gogol for Chicago. I mean, you have, I think he has to be down here somewhere. Chubasov can catch up since it isn't the deepest rookie class. Potentially. You never know. If he has a good finish to the season, he can. Okay, defenseman, it's your boy, Quinn Hughes. But if we're being honest here, Brandt Clark is definitely running away with it. There's only a 2-point gap between the two of them, and he has a way better plus-minus, so Brandt Clark could break the streak of Quinn Hughes. As long as it goes to one of us, I don't care. Has Francis made some ground on the rest of the league? The answer is yes. He's now only 6 points away from Everberg. It's kind of falling between all these other guys like Everberg, Payne, Newhook. Yeah, there's a lot of competition. I mean, you got Slychuk and Gustav Slychuk, the two brothers. I think there's another brother down there somewhere. I have no idea where he is, but hopefully Francis can make a run at it towards the end of the season. I'm sure he's fine for it, but we have to continue winning games, okay? Most goals in the league right now is Joel Everberg. I would love for somebody to break the goal a game pace. It would be phenomenal for us to see that, but maybe. You never know. Most assists in the league goes to William Nylander, second place. Is the best defenseman of this generation, Quinn Hughes, no doubt about it. But let's check a few contracts real quick before we start simulating again. I want to see what we could get Gogolev at right now. Okay, all expiring. Gogolev, 3 over, okay, 8 years, 6 mil. 2 years, he'd still be an RFA. And we don't have a lot of money to play with. We have to worry about Waters, Bissonnette. I think... Bissonnette, how much would he want? Around what Potvin wants, yeah. Don't have a lot of money to spare this offseason, so we're not going to worry about this very second. Even the Waters would be a great 8-year contract at 3 point. Okay, we're gonna come back to that even before the playoffs start. But right now, let's just continue simulating. I really don't plan on making any trades. I don't. I do not plan on making any trades because we're a good roster. There's no weaknesses on this team. Maybe a depth defenseman. Not really. I really don't see the point in doing any of that. Better goaltender? I'm not sure. Let's get Weeman back. Gogolev has been hurt. I think that's the second time this season he's been hurt. So head coach replaces player. Fitzgerald is in the lineup now. Make that a few straight wins for us. Hell yes, starting this month off very, very strong. Gogolev is back. Fitzgerald, how many points does he have? He has 1 goal in 4 games. He's an absolute stud. Don't even get me started. He's an absolute beauty. Come on, Gogolev, get back in the lineup. So we got a lot of young players potentially we're going to lose this season because of money, but good news, they're RFAs and we have the rights. So you know what? Let's slow sim another game this month. I think this is a new thing we're going to start. Hopefully we can break some of the voodoo here against the Colorado Avalanche. Here we go. First period in Colorado. First period. 2-1. Gerard opens the scoring, but you got Newman in on the power play and the reigning Calder winner in Waters. Okay, 2-1. We're doubling them up in shots and scoring-wise. Second period. And again, we slow sim a game, and it's 2 goals against in the second period. Can we just break this curse, like slow simming the regular season? We're so much better than every other team in the league. Like, it's not even a question about that. We're the regular season kings. We should be able to beat these teams. I know Colorado's a pretty decent team in the Central Division. Anthony Francis ties the game. That is huge to see. Can we win in regulation? And that is a no. Tyson Yost, Anthony Francis, a 2-goal third period. Hells yes. Make that 4-4. We're heading into OT. If it doesn't end in OT, here it does. Anthony Francis completes the hat trick in less than 2 periods of play. A phenomenal game for the best player in the league. Hopefully he's making some ground on that first place in the league. Alexander Arkhipov has been hurt in the AHL. Head coach replaces player. Oh, that was an interesting game against the Colorado Avalanche. So let's go to the end of the season here. Or not the end of the season, end of the month, end of January. It's been a great start to the new season, 2029. Hello, everybody. Regulation lost there against the Ottawa Senators. So the games that we're losing, we're giving up a lot of goals. Okay, Koliakovo, how is he doing? Ooh, he's having a damn good rookie season in the AHL. 33 points. Looks like he might be a decent little goal scorer for us. How about Cutler? He's growing, not the most points. Curry? Yeah, they're all doing pretty well. Defense, so we're going to have to get Mr. Arkhipov back in since he's one of our best defensive prospects. Yep, I'm good. That makes me very happy to see. But first, I want to see how Cody Tallender is doing. He's up to an 81 overall. He's having a really good season in the AHL. Same with Pettersson. Oh, yeah, we have a bright future at the goaltending mark. So even though we traded Weeman, who has proved himself in the regular season, we have a lot of assets. We have a lot of goaltending prospects. We have a bright future in that category. We have the draft class. Am I worried about that? What did I say? Gabriel Landeskog. Liam Landeskog, potential relative of Gabriel. I mean, he's a potential two-way forward. You got Tootin. Is that any relation to Fedor Tootin? You got Menard, Bradley, a few centermen here in the top 5. And you got Healy. I wish it was Heatley, the freaking all-star. And we have 2 first-round draft picks this year. Hopefully our scouts can do a little bit of work. I'm going to pin these 2 goalies because you never know. Goalies are absolute beauties, and we know how to pick them. If only we could do the same for forwards and defensemen. And a 5-0 shutout. Jeez. Get whooped by the Winnipeg Jets. Pettinger in a 7th to the Winnipeg Jets. Colorado acquires Dahlstrom a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. So a honkin' big trade for picks. 39, 7, and 4. You know what? I'm not even going to check the stats at this point. Well, we'll check the stats around the trade deadline, but what's the one game we're going to slow sim this month? What game am I feeling? You know, Buffalo Sabres. Hell yes. I love that idea. Jack Eichel makes his return to Buffalo. Shea Theodore to the Boston Bruins and Uutinen. And Vegas acquires a first. That Shea Theodore is a damn good defenseman. Vegas gets a first, though, and Boston doesn't have a first-round pick this year or next year. That's not a great thing to do, Boston, because remember, last year you gave up a first, and it turned out to be a pretty solid pick for us. Or, I mean, we traded up to acquire a damn decent defenseman. To the Florida Panthers, they get a goaltender in Bartley, Noah Yolson in a 4th. New Jersey Devils acquire Capianco. Okay. So, first and DiPietro to the Chicago Blackhawks. For Oliver Shoddy, Toronto getting a decent defenseman. Beautiful name, by the way. First for a 3rd, McCoshin a 3rd and a 5th. No, San Jose, no thank you. Alexiev, what are you looking like, bud? Are you decent? I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I don't really like him, though. We don't really need him. First, no. What are these trades? You're offering us depth pieces, which relatively makes sense. Chris Griffin has been hurt until February 19th. Fitzgerald's going to go in because he's an absolute beauty. But Jack Eichel is actually... Yeah, I didn't even realize this. He's coming back to Buffalo for the first time since he was traded. Dylan Dubé to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Vegas gets a second and fifth. So Vegas doing some pick acquiring this year. Tage Thompson to the New Jersey Devils, a fourth and a sixth. Vegas acquires Hamilton, third, and Brooks. Yeah, Vegas doing some unloading this year. Jeez Louise. Heading into Buffalo, Jack Eichel makes his return to, I want to say, the KeyBank Arena. Maybe? Niagara Falls. Something like that. First period. Okay, Houle and Reinhart score pretty damn early. Mackey has been starting a lot of these games that we've slow-simmed. Oh, and Weeman. Weeman, his specialty is letting up late period goals. Okay. Yes. It's Weeman's first return. It's his return to Minnesota in the best possible way for him. He's on a great team. At least we didn't trade him to some garbage team like Detroit. Second period. Okay. They make it 3-1. Payne is one of the best scorers in the league. And Kaprizov makes it a one-goal game. We lead in shots. We get a power play goal there from the captain. Do we have a little bit of magic here against the Buffalo Sabres? Can we get one? Kaprizov's second goal here. Come on, it's 3-3 tie in the third period, about halfway through the third period, 50 minutes into this game. It's a deadlock at this point. Power play for Buffalo. We kill it off. Are we going into extra time here? It looks like... Aw, Mackey, you blew it! Mackey! Don't start this with me, man. And Buffalo walks out with the win in their home ice. That's our first regulation loss in quite a long time. Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, let's head to the trade deadline here, see where we're at. Chris Griffin is ready to play. Okay, how's Fitzgerald doing, buddy? How you doing? Any points? 2 goals in 7 games. He's an absolute beauty. It would have been nice to see Jack Eichel get on the board there against his former team, but it is what it is. Okay, we finished this month out strong. Prince for No! Teams, get off my back, I swear to God. 8-4 rebound victory over the Boston Bruins. Beauvillier to Montreal, and Washington gets Cole Lind. I mean, Montreal gets a good old Quebec kid, so good for them. No, New York Islanders, I don't want any of whatever you're giving us. 2 phenomenal offensive games in a row. I swear to God, I don't want Connor Dewar. Leave me alone, teams. No, I'm not trading up at first. I don't care. Chicago. Alexander Texier, Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode legend. Third, McIsaac to the Colorado Avalanche, and the Detroit Red Wings get Kong and Shen. So 2 prospects there. Okay. Mateos, no thank you. Chicago. Ooh, Edmonton. Hello there. Wilmer, I'm ready to talk about this. Who are you and what are you? 82 overall, 25 years of age. Where does he realistically fit into our lineup? It's one of the better trades I've been offered this season, but we don't trade with the enemy. 6-0 victory, 12 goals in 2 games. We're ripping teams apart here. Shane Bowers to the Detroit Red Wings, and Tampa Bay gets Morand in a second, so it's a pretty even trade there. 2 seconds to the New York Islanders, and they get Francisco. So that is a subscriber-created player being thrown around a bunch I've seen. Okay. A lot of trades here before the trade deadline. One of the most active deadlines I've seen. Connor Dewar to the Florida Panthers. Oh, I thought that was Jeffrey Woodworth. Oh, man. Could you imagine? I would have cried. Thatcher Demko to the Tampa Bay. What the hell is going on this trade deadline? Somebody explain this to me. Thatcher Demko, Nichushkin, and Hart to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Vancouver gets Grigor Denisenko. If I'm not mistaken, Vancouver has a low franchise goalie as their starter now, so, I mean, they get free value if you really think about it. They get a goalie they don't necessarily need. To Calgary, they get Anthony Ciu and Max Domi. Arizona gets Zubovsky and Whitecloud. A lot of trades here. This is a phenomenal trade deadline. So we're at the trade deadline, 49, 8, and 5. Do I even check this? Ooh, Anthony Francis. Okay, you know, we'll check the stats at this point, and then we'll slow sim a game the next month, and then we'll see where the races are at. 91 points in 62 games for the man, Anthony Francis. He has the potential to hit 50 goals. I would love for him to hit 50 goals again. He's almost at 400 in his career. It's going to be a tight finish to the finish line, but having a damn good season. Kirill Kaprizov is already at a point per game to finish the season with 20 games remaining. He's on pace for 100-plus points this year. Again, one of the best players in our franchise's history. Alexei Petrangelov, 83. That first line kills it each and every single night. Jack Eichel's been a fine addition to this squad. We are winning games left and right. He's been a big part, 25 goals. I mean, I forgot to mention, both Kaprizov and Petrangelov have 41 goals. What? Oh my god. Jeez Louise. Eichel's been damn good. He's definitely going to help us in a postseason situation. I think. I think he'll be good for us. Kale Numanen has been really good. So we currently have 5 forwards over a point per game, almost 6. Langweeder's also been really solid. 30 goals for him. I mean, last year I want to say he had 47. Is he on pace for 47? No. But it's one of his best goal-scoring seasons yet. I do like to see that. Chris Griffin, 33 points, half a point per game. Over that, actually. Good for me. Waters, 32 points. I'm fine with that. Gogolev is at about 30 with 20 games remaining. He can hit what he had last year at 44 points. I think he can do it. Bobby Bobson, fine by me. Chubasov, also fine by me. And Thalberger, they've all been really solid. Same with Fitzgerald, one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. He's shooting at 40%, ladies and gents. 40%. I'm excited to see the defenseman. Ooh, Quinn Hughes is starting to run away with it, folks. I mean, you can... geez. Brant Clark might contend for it just because of that plus-minus alone. Quinn Hughes, best defenseman in the NHL, no doubt. Brant Clark could break that 5-year streak of Norris's for Quinn Hughes. Marcus Mironov, what else is there to say? He already has 100 shots this season. He has 8 goals. Absolute sniper. Potvin, Parrish, and Bissonnette all kind of... Potvin's been impressive. And we're starting to play him on the power play. I kind of listened to your guys' suggestions. He's a great offensive defenseman. He's been working on that power play. He's been really solid. Playing 4 more minutes than he usually does. 21 points. Parrish has really woken up since the last time we checked. 11 points. So if he can get to that 15, 20 point mark by the end of the season, that's fine by me. Bissonnette has also been really solid defensively, but I'm really excited to see goaltending. Rensfeld is at 37 wins. His save percentage and goals against both got better respectively. And Mackey did lose 2 regulation games. He must have lost all those games that month, actually. He's been good, though. He kind of went down in both categories, though, which is rough, but I'm not too upset with that. We're winning games. Best goal in the league right now. Most wins goes to Rensfeld, but Weeman might be winning his 3rd straight Conn Smythe. Not Conn Smythe, Jesus. We wouldn't be trading him if he won his 3rd straight Conn Smythe. His 3rd straight Vezina and William M. Jennings. That definitely might be happening for Buffalo. Good for them, though. See, it worked out. Rookie skaters. Gogol is leading the league by rookie skaters. And then you got Derp Snurfson. Derp Snurfson, sorry. What a name. And then Chubasov is down there. They kind of ran away with it now. He's pretty much out of it, but I'm glad to see the rookie starting to pick it up. Okay, defenseman. It's Quinn Hughes right now with most points. Makar has the 2nd most points, but Brant Clark might be contending for it. There is a 9-point differential. And And he has a 13 better plus-minus, but Quinn Hughes is really fighting for it this season. Really, really fighting for it. Who is in the lead for the Art Ross? Straka is currently 7 points ahead of Anthony Francis. 2 games at hand, though. Anthony Francis has 2 more games than Jesper Straka to finish the season. Jesper Straka has been a thorn in the sides of award winners in the last few seasons. So, what a phenomenal player for Winnipeg. Probably will run into him in the playoffs again. Savoie's been great. Francis has been great, but hopefully Anthony Francis can end up winning it. It's going to be a tight race to the finale. Most goals in the league, Matthew Savoie. Most assists, Willie Nylander. And Quinn Hughes, tied for it, actually. Okay, 49, 8, and 5. Where is Okay, actually, I want to check. What picks do we have this year? Do we have our own this year? We have Boston's and Minnesota's. Boston is currently in a playoff spot? Boston? Boston. Where are they? The Boston Bruins are currently in a wild card position, but it is damn close in that category. Ooh, yeah. They might be having some trouble there. There's a few teams trying to catch up, but hopefully they fall out of it. 2 years in a row, I would be okay with that. But it's going to be a close end of the season. I think we'll win the Presidents. What game will we simulate to end the season? You know what? We'll do one against Dallas. We'll do the second half of a back-to-back. Here we go. Come on, Minnesota. Let's continue our path of dominance here. A first and Fallon to the Los Angeles Kings, and Nashville gets Alexander Holtz. I mean, if you're Nashville, that is a damn good trade to make. I'm not sure how that first is going to turn out. It's always magic beans, but Nashville gets a damn solid player. And the trade deadline is officially passed. A boatload of trades that month. Slowed down our simulation a lot. Corey Cutler is hurt in the AHL. Not too worried about that. But damn, oh damn, an impressive trade deadline season. Let's finish this season out strong. 55 wins. Can we hit 60 this year? Corey Cutler is back in Iowa. I'm happy to see that. How's Kolyakovo doing? Kolyakovo? He's having a good season there in the AHL. That is what I like to see. Cutler, welcome back to the squad. He's getting better. Curry's getting better. 2 potential NHLers in the very near future, especially with Cap right on our butts. It's going to be very, very important to worry about our young guys. So, Gogolev, I'm sorry. There's not much more room on... I'm going to disagree. Sorry, Gogo. I'm just going to have to live with it. I don't care. We're winning games. Playoffs are... Gogo, why? You know, I'm going to persuade. And you're going to be mad either way. Shut the hell up, Gogo. I don't care. Don't be doing that to me right now. This is not the time of the season you want to be ticking me off. I will lose faith in you very, very fast. Not too worried about the draft class at this point. Okay, 59 wins. Marcus Mironov has been hurt until April 1st. What freaking month is it? What month is it? It's March, April. Okay, he'll be back pretty soon. Okay, Zykov is back in the AHL. Not too worried about that. Okay. He's probably going to be back for this back-to-back, which is good. Marcus Mironov, don't ever do that to me again. You hear me? Who came in with Vukovic? He had 2 points in 2 games. Vukovic is an absolute stud, apparently. Okay, so how many points is Anthony Francis at? He's currently at 112. I have a feeling he's going to lose out on it this year. I don't want to see that, but that could potentially happen. A 6-1 victory. We're at 60, 61, 8, and 6. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games remaining, we can tie the amount of wins we had last year. But we will have to finish out... Oh, actually, we have 7 games remaining. Yeah, because we have a Vancouver game to end the season, actually. First period. 1-1. Jack Eichel opens the scoring. I do like to see that on the power play. Joel Farabee scores against our starting goaltender. I'm not sure who I'm going to roll with in the postseason, though. Carter Hart with the phenomenal period there. Only 1 goal on 21 shots. Rensfeld giving 1 up on 4. I love the simulation. I love it. Second period. Okay. Sergei Gogolev gets on the board. 3 minutes remaining in the second. Okay, shots are 36-12, definitely in our favor. Well, I'm terrible at English. We're tripling them in shots. Third period, it is such a close game. Quinn Hughes, best defenseman in the NHL, makes it 3-1. That is not a comfortable lead, but it's better than a 1-goal lead. That's what I'll say. Okay, 10 minutes remaining, halfway through the third. It looks like, I don't want to jinx anything, we're good against the Dallas Stars here. Jack Eichel with the empty netter, make that 2 goals on the evening for Jack Eichel. Did I say Jack Hughes? I'm sorry about that. If I did, I feel like I did. 4-1 victory, 62-8-6. Here we go. Let's finish off the season strong. 62 wins. We could potentially beat what we had last year. Let's finish the season off strong. Victor Ejdsell is hurt in the AHL. Not too worried about that. LA Kings, that's a big win. Come on. Come on. Calgary. Was that oh, I think we lost. Or we won. OT loss, no, and an OT win. So we can tie what we had last year. Shootout loss in Vancouver. We lose in regulation. But we didn't have double-digit losses this year. A 12-2 win over Calgary. My God. That was still a phenomenal season. We finished out a little flat. But we had 138 points. We are the best team in the NHL yet again. 14 more points than the next best team in the NHL. No. Did I say 14? I meant 24. Yes, my math is correct. So the regular season is over and done with. The team we will be playing in the first round, the Nashville Predators. That'll be an interesting bout. Okay, interesting. They did make the acquisition for Alexander Holtz at the trade deadline, so that'll be interesting to see. Anthony Francis with 120 points. That is how many seasons in a row with 100-plus points? That is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons in a row. 49 goals. So the first time in his career he scored less than 50. Okay, I'm not upset because he has 395 career goals, 874 points. Best player in the NHL, but I feel like the streak is over. Kirill Kaprizov, his best season ever? His best season ever. Kirill Kaprizov gets back to the promised land. I mean, I guess that isn't the right word to use, but 118 points, his best season ever. I mean, in his rookie season, he had 73 goals. 57 is still really damn impressive. That's a W for Kirill Kaprizov, best captain in the NHL. Alexei Petrangelo finishes with 108, 52 goals, second on the team in goals. Pretty solid plus-minus 7-game winners. Why would I be upset? I'm not upset at all. Really damn good season for him. Look, how many career points is he at? He's almost at 800. He'll hit 800 next year. And I believe Anthony Francis will hit 900? Yeah, he'll hit he probably could potentially hit 1,000 next year. Potentially. You never know. You never know. Cale Newman hits 102 this season, fresh off a new contract. I'm glad we didn't go one more season negotiating, because I'm sure he would have asked for a lot more money, because he's definitely a legitimate goal scorer. Goals went down, but overall he was a better player. I mean, defense was worse. Less penalty minutes, though. Less game winners, but he was better on the power play. Giveaway to takeaway ratio was almost exactly the same. Good season. Jack Eichel's first season with the Minnesota Wild, he has 101 points. 34 goals, 101 points. That's one of his best seasons yet, I would have to say. We can look all the way over here. First season with Minnesota. His best season ever was 107, it looks like. Yeah, one of his best seasons yet. I'm happy with his performance. One of his best seasons ever. One of his best plus-minuses, too. So, I'm happy with that acquisition. Louis Langweeder had a phenomenal end of the season. 84 points. He was on pace for less than that most of the season. hitting 39, less than he had last year. Pretty decent point totals. I'm happy with his performance, though. Chris Griffin, half point per game, actually over that. What can I say? Pretty damn good season from him. Lionel Waters had less points. I think it was more spread out there on the fourth line this year, but I'm not too upset with that play. Gogo. Do we have a situation with Gogo, Lev? I'm not going to act too quickly because we are a stacked squad. I think it's just a matter of time with him. Less goals this year, worse all around, really. More game winners, though. He had a good giveaway to takeaway ratio. So something to consider in the near future, but it's a postseason. I'm not too worried at this very second. Chubasov, Bobson, and Thalberger had a solid season. Fitzgerald is an absolute god, shooting at 40%. Who else can say that in the league? Fourth line was really impressive. Now, defense. Quinn Hughes has 95 points, 5 points short of a third straight 100-point season. You know what? He gets a W this season. 839 points in his NHL career. I am quite happy with that. Brandt Clark, 84 points, so that's the second straight season where we had two defensemen with over a point per game. Brandt Clark was the man this year who was second on the team or second on defensive points. Happy with that. Marcus Mironov with 58, so that is a down season for him technically. He did take a little bit of a cut. I mean, he played more minutes this year. He did play less special team units, especially in the power play since we gave Potvin Parrish a little bit of time there. He still had a really good season. Maurice Potvin, 27 points, plus 26. It was solid on the power play. I think he'll be a solid defenseman for us. He's 83 overall at 23, still got a bit of time to grow. Same for Bissonnette, 20 points, plus 31. He's going to be he's 84 overall. So he's on a better trajectory. Why was that such a difficult word, Owen? Come on, it's not even that late, man. It's 7:30. This is the earliest I've recorded in a month, 2 months. And Maurice Potvin, I mean, you can debate who's the better player at this point in time. Bissonnette might be taking over that spot. Harry Parrish, a solid rookie season, plus 22, 14 points, 6 goals. He's at 81 overall. I'm expecting an off-season jump up for him, but a good rookie campaign. Vukovic came in with 2 games, had 2 assists. Goaltenders. So Rensfeldt finished the season with 50 wins, 7 losses, 6 OT and shootout combined losses, 2 shutouts, a 900 save percentage, and a 281 goals against, which means he got better. As the season went on, he got better. He struggled a lot, but he got the wins. Weeman did get the wins in years past, but it's all about the postseason. I'm excited to see what Rensfeldt can do in that situation. Tero Mackey, look at his stats here. Not the best stats, but he got wins. He was a really solid backup goaltender for us. I'm excited to see who's taking home some awards this year. I have a bad feeling that we're going to miss out on a few this season. So, best goaltender in the league. Most wins goes to Rensfeldt. It's probably going to go to Jaden Weeman. He has a bit less wins, 9 to be exact, a 910 and a 268. So, it's probably his award. Third straight season for Weeman. Good for him. Rookie skaters, I think it's going to go to Gogol. Yeah, it's going to Gogol. 46 points for I believe he was the first overall pick last draft. Not a bad rookie season for the man. Good for him. Okay, defense. Are we taking home a Norris? The answer is yes and yes. Quinn Hughes has 2 points better than Cale Makar, but a plus 13 better. So it's 100% his award. Brandt Clark can potentially contend for it since he only has 11 less points and a better plus-minus. He's probably the runner-up. Jogren has a good season. D'Angelo, Provorov, a lot of really big stars here in the top 20 of points by defensemen. Really high-scoring season for D-men as well. But the most important question, will Anthony Francis' streak for Art Ross's end in 2029? The answer is yes. For the first season in Anthony Francis's career, he will not be taking home an Art Ross, and he will probably lose out on the MVP for the first time in his NHL career. His 7th season, and he will not be taking home that Art Ross. He did have 120 points. I mean, oh, you got Jack Eichel, it hurt him. No, it didn't, because they're not playing the same time. I mean, you could say, oh, but he was on the power play. Hey, 6 straight Art Rosses and MVPs. You should be proud. He's the best player in the NHL. I'm not too upset. But Matthew Savoie, you cannot deny him right now. 82 goals. 82. 82. That's the first time I've seen that in quite a long time. Good for him. I am assuming he's taken home that trophy by a wide margin. 82 goals, the most in the league. A goal per game average in the NHL is hard to come by. Quinn Hughes with the most assists, so we missed out on 1, 2, maybe 3 trophies this year. But it's all about the postseason. But before we can talk about that, did Boston miss out? Did the Boston Bruins? No. They made the playoffs too bad, but we do have Pittsburgh's second-round pick. 3rd worst in the league. That's a high second-round pick for us. And we will be playing the Nashville Predators in the first round, but you will have to wait 24 more hours to see how we do in the first round of the 2029 Stanley Cup playoffs here on this YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.